Because, yeah, you grew up in tornado country, didn't you, Eggman? Well, out of the frying pan and into the fire, from tornado country to earthquake country. We have better weather, though. So, in theory, delicious cables, yes. I want to set back up on the same island. I'm kind of sad. Oh, really? In the middle of my stream? That sucks. I'm sorry. If people just vanish, I just assume it's because they just gotta go or whatever. I never worry about it too much. Yeah. Exactly, like, can dwarves do anything with coffee beans? I was watching Distractive Elf earlier today, and she found coffee trees everywhere, and I'm sitting here going, like, can dwarves do anything with coffee beans? It's like, I wonder if they can just cook them. They could probably cook them, I'll bet you. Obviously, they need to make an Irish coffee. A magma coffee roaster. Ooh. Nuclear explosion drills? Did I have nuclear explosion drills? I think I was too young to have nuclear explosion drills. Because I know my mom used to talk about stuff like that from like the 80s, but early 2000s, not so much, no. Early 2000s, no, not so much. So our last fort was all the way down here. This one. In the tropical saltwater swamp. Which kind of, you know, didn't exactly have a good time. But there's plenty of stuff around here that I think could be fun. I don't really want to settle in the sinister. It's so weird. It's like either sinister or calm. Like it's like everything around this sinister area is just super chill, and I really want like hostile wilderness, because hostile wilderness is so much more fun. There's a lot of human civilizations up here. I kind of want to be on the same island. Ooh. What's the height of that? Oh, that's pretty cool. The stream of empty squeezed. So there is sparse vegetation. This seems like fun, actually. Although it's calm again. I'd much prefer wilderness. Like, really, I would much prefer wilderness. In a city during a nuclear explosion? I mean, like I said, I was born after the... I would just die. That's where I would stand. During a nuclear explosion. I would just die. I mean, you gotta remember, like, I don't even live somewhere with nuclear power close by. Like... all we have is all we have is hydropower, right? So I don't even have like they wouldn't even have the option of like a nuclear power plant exploding, which is what a lot of that stuff is for. So I wouldn't even know. Oh, this is how fit. Yeah, exactly. Although, to be fair, isn't that most people? I mean, it's what would happen. I would just die. So, Bellinair, are you taking another day off? Ooh, Untamed Wilds. What has we close here? Dwarves and humans? I kind of want some neighbors. Ah. Any particular reason why are you taking second day off? Clearly it's just because you want to watch me stream all day, right? Let's say medium Savagery. I want an aquifer, not. And I want a river. Let's do search. Can dwarfs fondue? You mean like dunk stuff into cheese? I'm not sure I exactly know what you mean. Actually, I think it would just be like what face evaporated. Like just random scream evaporation. I mean, like, how do you dodge a Death Star, right? Man, I really wish I could default extensions to be turned off. All right, getting there. Ah, gotcha. That's an interesting one. Ooh. This has everything, too. Untamed Wild, although there's no trees. That kind of sucks. If there was trees, though. The clean grips. Let's check around here. This is just kind of around everybody else. Ooh. It's literally on top of another fort. But we're in range of the tower. That's the scary bit. This is where the majority of the mountain homes are. In fact, I think that is one of my previous forts right there. Down here is also within range. Oh, no, it's not within range of the tower, but we are at war with everybody. We should do a different faction. Oh, they're also at war with everybody. All right, they're just at war. The Rampart Leagues. We haven't been part of this faction in a long time. Curious about how steep this is. Alright, so there... I was gonna say, I want some clay. So there is a brook there. New Charlie's Angels trailer. No, it has not. I have not, Animal. I don't actually know what Charlie's Angels is. I will be completely honest with you. Okay, so what's our neighbors here? Dwarves, humans, elves, and goblins. The Castle Daggers. They're at war with everybody. So essentially, there's only one dwarf faction. Okay, you know, actually, maybe we'll do the Girders of Glowing as our faction. It's almost like they've run out of ideas, Shun, and so they're just rolling with what they know works. You know, the only remake that I'm like, softcore 70s porn with no nudity. Good to know. The only like remake that I'm kind of excited about is that Mulan remake. That thing looks neat. Bond-esque movie with a trio spy woman. Oh, okay. I guess hence the name Charlie's Angels. But yeah, no, the Girders of Glowing seem like a good faction to go with here. Especially because there's actually quite a lot going on here. We're even, like, close-ish to a tower. So there is a Necromancer tower close by. I think we found our spot, chat room. We might actually get winter here, too, because we're, like, decently far north, too. It's temperate temperatures, the freshwater marsh, the murk of sieges. That's a very telling name, I think. Wilderness surroundings. Clay, some soil, deep metal, and a flax stone layer. So I have to do quite a bit of mining. So Grim Fox, how are you doing on this fine, fine day? They never saw the Charlie? Oh, interesting. Yeah, no, I've never seen it. So, should I watch Charlie's Angels? The original one? I guess is the question. I like Bond-esque movies. I mean, I like the Bourne Identity movies, so why not? Or the Bourne films. Sure, let's start this up. In the Murk of Sieges. This is very close to some of my first forts, which are the destroyed forts up there to the left. So I think we're going to start here. Let's prepare carefully. What do you mean? Real nasty feeling about your job? Just go with a proficient miner. And a competent miner slash mason. A mason slash... I think I'm going to make you a architect if I can find that skill. I've never actually brought an architect with me, but I feel like that might not be a bad thing. So again, yesterday's fort, we were very much just looking into... Where the heck is this? Maybe it's just building designer? Okay, I'm going to throw a few points into building designer and hope that that's the right thing. I'll give you a little bit of engraving as well. Yeah, yesterday was mostly just us kind of exploring our options when it comes to, like, straight up building stuff. So today we're going to try and actually put some machines into practice. Yeah, well, I mean, you can build bridges with an architect early. The architect will design over... Oh yeah, of course. But we're also dwarves, so we don't really have guns. Could you imagine if dwarves had gunpowder? Man. Alright, so you're also a peasant. You were a adequate brewer and herbalist. You, Odom, you're going to be a cook and a grower. I need a woodcutter as well. Grower, that's the word I was looking for. Uh-oh. You can be a woodcutter slash carpenter. But yeah, is building designing architect? Because I don't actually know. Consider me an idiot, but... So I've never been good at doing work. I mean, working is a skill. I mean, any job is a skill that you learn, right? So it's kind of maybe unfair for you to say that you've never been good at work, especially if you've never had a lot of jobs, because maybe you just haven't had the chance to get good, if that makes sense. So I don't know. It's kind of hard to say. We'll just make the last dwarf kind of a jack of all trades. All right, let's check our items. Yeah, no, I do personally think it's kind of unfair to say that you've never been good at working, especially if you haven't had a lot of jobs, because jobs and learning to, you know, maintain focus and be good at working is a skill that you just learn, right? Like, that's not something that you can just be good at by default, right? And whatever you do, don't go in with the thought of, oh, I'm just bad at working, because then you'll never, like, put in the effort to actually get good at something. We're gonna bring a second anvil, because it is Untamed Wilds, so who knows. We'll bring extra beer, extra ale, extra rum. Ooh, I feel like I don't normally start off with Dwarven beer. And, bring extra cave wheat seed. Yeah. If it makes it where trees don't pop up in the way of traders, allowing them to bring wagon in for easier. Oh yeah, no, road connections are quite helpful. I like building a lot of roads. Although I end up making them out of floors usually. All right, let's embark. I'm just letting the game generate us a name and everything. I'm not going to worry. Oopsies. Just updating title. All right, so you have arrived after a journey from the mountain homes into the forbidding wilderness. Beyond, your harsh trek has finally ended, and your party of 7 is to make an outpost for the glory of all Thobrab. There, you almost have no supplies left, but with stout labor comes sustenance, whether by bolt or plow or hook provide for your dwarves. You are expecting a supply caravan